Hello, guys, girls, gays, and theys. The first episode of By the Gay, the podcast, is finally here. I know you guys have been waiting. We changed our dates a few times, technical difficulties, but we're here, we're ready, we're kicking off Pride Month with a bang, and we're ready to get talking to you guys.
Period. So first off, happy Pride Month to all the gays out there. Even if you're not gay, you want to be an ally. Happy Pride Month to you too. For those of you who don't know what Pride Month is, which is kind of hard unless you live under a rock, Pride Month is the 30 days where gays get to be unapologetically themselves. I, for one, am unapologetic myself 365 days a year, but I understand not everyone has that luxury. So, to all my gays, all my allies, my entire LGBTQ plus family, happy Pride Month to you.
Alright, yeah, definitely. So, what does Pride Month mean to you? Like, what is Pride Month? Because we know what Pride Month means to corporations. It's a big payday.
Don't even get me
It's
started.
Black Friday for them, for the gays. But what does Pride Month mean to you? What does just this whole 30 days? We're gay 365 days a year, but what's different about these 30 days?
I think the biggest difference about Pride Month is I feel like I'm like gay times a million.
your gay superpowers are enhanced.
Yes, because like Pride Month is in the summertime, so I get to finally dress how I like to dress. I get dressed like a hoe. And then like, yeah, it's just I get to be even gayer than I normally am on a regular basis. Yeah.
Okay, I feel that. I mean, I'm also gay 24/7, 365, but a different kind of gay. Like today, Maurice said it earlier, Octavius, my bad. But he said it earlier best, like, our outfits are the best representation of us as gays. Like, this is me all the time. I'm either wearing a button up with a collar, with shorts. Today, I just decided that we're going with the golf shirt, Barstool, shout out Barstool, but going with the golf shirt and the golf shorts. But this is really us. I'm the Sunday brunch gay.
And we're leaving the club at 3 a.m. and this is what I put on. Like, it's very much giving shorts up to my navel, you know. I'm not wearing a crop top today, unfortunately. Maybe next time. But yeah, this is the vibe.
And that's what Pride Month is to me. I transfer over. My clothes get a little skimpier. Like, it's funny. It's weird. I find it funny because it's a joke. Like, haha, yeah, like, this is Pride Month to me. I'm skimpy, but I'm gay all year. But it truly is, like, I feel more comfortable. And I know it's, like, subconsciously, like, oh, I'm walking by TD Bank and it's a gay flag on their sign. But, like, it truly does, like, for this 1 month, make me feel slightly more accepted. Like, not that I'm scared to dress any other way. It's just I'm comfortable dressed like this year round. But I do feel like if I ever wanted to, or if I wanted to take that leap and try something new, I feel like Pride Month is the safest time of year for me, at least. Just because I feel like everyone is more accepting, and it's like Black History Month, it's like Latin History Month, it's like Asian Heritage Month. It's a time where we have the okay to be who we want to be, even though it should be that way all the time. It's just a little more extra this time of year, if that makes sense.
But actually, you mentioned something about like the whole corporations during Pride Month.
Yeah.
It is very irritating to me that they do all of this showcasing, like,
right.
they just flap a rainbow on everything and think that's gonna make it okay. No. If you really want to support the LGBTQ plus community, give us money. Give us money. All the money that you spend on all that marketing, and instead of spending it on the marketing, just give it to us directly. Same thing with people that go into, stores and buy pride flags and all this. Don't buy the pride flag. Give us the money.
There's organizations you can donate to. You can donate to GLAAD. The
I am one
Project.
of the organizations you can donate to.
Cash App Octavius for Pride Month.
Cash App, Apple Pay, Zelle.
But yeah, that is a good point. Like, there are corporations and stuff that they're just using it for money, but then there's also these organizations like the Trevor Project, like the GLAAD organization. What's the one? The Matthew Project, the one with the dude from Wyoming.
His name is Matthew Shepard, but I forgot
the Shepard Project, is it?
Is that what it's called?
No,
I don't remember.
But there's multiple organizations and stuff that actually will use this money that you guys are giving to the community for the community versus just to raise their pockets.
Exactly. You went into Target and buy a freaking rainbow blazer. No, instead of buying that rainbow blazer for $30, give the $30 to me. To us. To the rest of the gays out there. Give it to us.
But yeah, speaking of gays and the rest of the gays out there, hot topic, a little touchy subject for some, but I've grown out of it. I used to be on one side of the fence and now I'm on this side of the fence. The word faggot. Trigger warning. Trigger warning. If you don't like the word, I'll put in like a little text sub-caption right over here where to fast forward to get past it once we start editing. But, yeah, the word faggot. I want to start off saying that I wasn't a fan of the word faggot. Used by gay people, used by straight people, used by anyone, but I do think that was due to, like, insecurities in the way I felt about myself. Like, just hearing the word made me cringe. I've grown out of that now. Now, I call Maurice a faggot all the time. I say faggot all the time whenever I'm in the village. If I'm in Greenwich Village, for you that don't know, that's like the gay hub of New York City. I can't help but like, oh my god, all the faggots are out. Like, I just can't help it. I just can't help it. But there was a point in time where I was against it, and I do understand other people that are against it. But I think it's time that we reclaim the word faggot. Like,
absolutely.
I use it as a term of endearment now. Like, it's not like I'm speaking derogatory terms to, like, people within my community or anything. No, it's like a term of endearment. Exactly. Like, Octavius is my favorite faggot. Like, if I'm ever going out, I'm like, oh my god, bitch, what are you doing? We're going out with the faggots tonight. Like, that's just the way
Literally.
the way I use it. And, like, we use it
and there's sometimes
together.
when he texts me and I'm just like, should I dress like a normal person? Should I dress like a hoe? Or should I dress like a faggot? And he's like, be a faggot. I'm just like, yes.
And there's certain occasions for that. Like, there is. Like, there could be, me and Maurice do a variety of things together. We went to a Netflix red carpet premiere. Of course, we're not going to dress like faggots there.
I mean.
But then we also went to the Q. If we're going to the Q, you're going to dress like a faggot. Like, that's the only thing. There's a great time for one of us.
Completely unsponsored, but I love it there. If you ever have the opportunity to go there, I recommend it. It's a great time.
It's a good time.
You may not remember it, depending on how drunk you get. I don't remember my first time there, but that's fine.
I do. I do. You remember growing up when you would play Manhunt and you'd like have to run around like crowded areas looking for your friends, checking under cars and everything. This was the adult version of Manhunt, except I was drunk, he was drunk, and we were in a club full of, since we're talking about it, faggots. But, yeah, so the Q, like we were saying, great place to be. We love the Q. Would recommend it. But, yeah, reclaiming the word faggot, I'm all down for it, but what do you think?
I love the word faggot. It is a part of my daily vocabulary. I use it every chance I get. I live. Yeah. I feel like, just like how black people have reclaimed the N-word, it should be the same thing. If you are not a faggot, don't say it. Just like how if you ain't black, don't say the N-word. It's just that simple.
It's a simple ideology, too.
And I feel like this may be a little problematic. I don't know. But I feel like there can be exceptions to the rule. Like my female friends, if they call me a faggot, they're never gonna call me a faggot in like a hurtful way, you know. So I feel like there can be certain exceptions, like we can bend the rules for certain people sometimes, But that's just me.
I was about
but
to say,
only with the word faggot. We're not bending the rule with the N word.
I was just
don't
about to
care
say,
if you
that's
white and
interesting.
I don't care if you white and you can fry the hell out of some chicken. No.
That's an interesting point of view because I disagree. Like, I don't think like anyone that's not a gay person, even that like when it comes to like lesbians or something, like, or I have like bi female friends, if they were to call me a faggot and we're not that close, it's like,
well, see,
or like, I don't know, if I'm out with like my lesbian friends in general, it's just I feel like it's the same thing as me calling a lesbian a dyke. Like, that's a derogatory term, but they call each other all the time. Like, it's one of those things
no,
where I feel like it's, like, within the community, but within the sub-community. Like, just the G of the LGBT.
I get it, because I would never call a lesbian a dyke. Like, I would never do that. So I get it. I get it. I see.
Because like within just the gay community itself, like we will use it and stuff. Like we'll call each other faggots too and stuff. Like it's normal. But then outside of that, it's because we are a faggot. I feel like we're able to say it. Like I think that's what it is. Since we are faggots, we can say faggot versus like lesbians. If they're a dyke, they're able to say like things like that.
Yeah, I get it.
Like
just
I
like
just
how I'm
feel
black
like
and I get to say the N-word.
yeah. And I feel like that's what it is. But like too, it's to each their own. Like you're comfortable with other people saying it. So like our friend Kristen might call you a faggot and you'd be okay with it. But I love Kristen, best friend, friends since high school.
Hey,
we're great. Shout out to you. But still, like I would feel some type of way, or even like family members or like anyone. Like that's not a gay male. I would feel some type of way. But since we're talking about things that are geared only towards the G part of the LGBTQ community, Grindr. So if you don't know what Grindr is, it's not the Tinder for gays. Because whenever I bring up Grindr to like a straight friend or anyone like outside of like the gay part of the community, they're very much.
Oh, it's Tinder.
Like Tinder. No, it's not like Tinder because
not even a little bit.
Unless straight people use Tinder, as in I'm gonna hop on here and get some pussy. I don't use Tinder. That's not what I use Tinder for. I go for Tinder for like, I want to go on a date type shit.
But
like,
I have heard that there are some straights that use Tinder like that.
Real?
Yeah.
But I feel like too, vice versa. Like what we're gonna get into later, there's some people that use Grindr for other reasons that.
You're right.
I feel like there's that little, but we'll talk about that. But yeah, I feel like it's not the Tinder for the gay community. Like Tinder, you don't go on Grindr and swipe right or left. You go on Grindr. This dude's hot. I want to fuck type shit. Like that's truly what it is. And I'm not sure what Grindr was created for. I don't know if it was created with the intention of it being like a gay Tinder. But also, too, there's Jack, there's Scruff, there's a whole bunch of other ones.
But they're all the same thing.
Exactly, that have the premise of finding a hookup or something.
Right.
Like Tinder doesn't allow you to put your sexual positions on there. Tinder doesn't allow you to put your tribe, like if you're a twink, if you're a bear. So I feel like Grindr has geared towards just the hookup culture, and that's honestly like it's a big thing within the gay community. So that's why I feel like Grindr was never meant, because it's not like it's new. The tribes are new, of course, but like there was always top, bottom, verse, first, top, verse, bottom, things like that on there. So it's always been some type of, I feel like, salaciousness to it. But yeah, the whole point of like bringing up Grindr is I want to know what's your honest opinion, because I'll give my honest opinion. But Maurice has a better lighthearted like outcome to Grindr versus me, because he tells me this all the time and I'm here to see the proof. Like, wow, that's so weird. And then it happens to me and I'm like, what do you say? What's going on? So I'm gonna just hand it over to Octavius and I'm gonna let him handle this real
quick. I'm going to start off by saying this. I'm going to preface this by saying this. I am very much aware that Grindr is a very toxic place. And for some people, it can be very mentally and emotionally draining and very mentally and emotionally toxic. Totally get that. However, in my experience, I have never had a bad experience on Grindr. I've actually made a few good friends from Grindr. People that even after, the sexual relationship ended, I was still able to be friends with these people and, go out with them and actually enjoy them as a person outside of, So, yeah, I think, I've met, and you know this, I've met a good 3-4 people on Grindr that I may not have a sexual relationship with these people anymore, but we are still friends. We still text each other. We still hang out from time to time. Like, yeah.
See, and that's what I mean, because that sounds like, if that was like a Grindr advertisement, I'd be the first to pay for Grindr Extra. Like, I'd be the first to sign up and be like, wow, I can meet someone I can have sexual relations with and be friends. That's great. But on my end, and I don't know what it is, Like, and I'm gonna put this out there too as a preface to my conversation. This is the disclaimer. I don't hop on Grindr talking about what's good, let's link, pull up, I got the free, you host or chat. That's not how I approach things on Grindr. So I don't want you guys to think, oh, it's like the approach to it. No, maybe it's a difference in boroughs. Maybe Brooklynites are better than these little Bronx crackheads or whatever where I'm at. I don't know what the vibe is. But there's something in the water in the Bronx that these people are built different because I've never had that experience. My experience starting up, hey, okay, cool. What's up? What's going on? Boop. Conversation goes. Exchange photos. What are you doing? Holster travel. Linking. Copy. Cool. And I'm like, alright, cool. Sometimes I'm like, this can happen again. Like, I'd be interested in doing this again. And then I don't get the response that Maurice gets. And it's not like I'm like, hey, that was a great time. Or, oh my god, I love you. Let's be friends. Like, legitimately, sometimes I even won't respond. I won't be like, after we do whatever, I'm not like, hey, oh my god. Like, I just will leave it alone. And they're like, hey, that was fun. Like, you seem like a cool dude, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh yeah, maybe we grab a drink sometime or whatever. Like, we hang out again, kind of thing. And then Maurice gets these response, and I get 3 a.m. What are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Like, what am I doing wrong?
Well,
like,
you see, here's the thing. I have definitely had those experiences as well. I've had those experiences where, you know, the conversation gets very sexual very quickly and, you know, that's just it. But what I have found is that the people that I am still friends with after that the sex has ended, the conversation didn't get as sexual as quickly. It took a bit more time to get to that point. So it may have taken like a day before we actually exchanged photos. Or maybe just a couple hours. Maybe not even, because usually it's like, you know, you go on, hey, what's up? Hey, what's up? You know, you know how this goes. And then literally within like 10, 15 minutes, my, you know, genitals are on someone else's phone.
I also just want to point out too, Maurice wasn't on Grindr
at
all. I'm actually the reason he's on Grindr.
The reason why I downloaded Grindr is because we went to a Pride party last year, Pride. We'll tell that story for another day. It's a great story.
I don't think that's ever making it on the podcast.
But
he might be lying to you, but I don't think I need. We went to a party.
You needed to have. It was a Grindr sponsored party, so in order to get into the party for free, you had to have Grindr on your phone. So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna just download it. I want to get in free. I don't have to pay for it, whatever. And then literally right after the party was over, I deleted it. Deleted off my phone. Never used it again. And then, a month and a half later, we were out at a bar. And he was like, we were at Boxer actually.
Oh yeah, we're at Boxer.
We were, and he was like, you should download Grindr. And I was just like, no. He was like, but you should. And I was like, for what? He was like, it could be fun. And I was just like...
Honestly, I was sitting at the bar. It wasn't a lit night to be at Boxers. We just wanted to go out and drink. So I was at the bar like, what is there to do? So that's why I was pushing. Like,
I listened to peer pressure and I did it.
And here we are. Here we are. But that's going to segue into another chat. Because since we're talking about Grindr, of course, that's my number one stream between Twitter and Grindr. Those are my top 2 streamings.
Oh yeah, I know.
Advertisement. But we're gonna get into that right about now. Okay, I'm back from my bathroom break. But before we move on to the next topic, I wanted to bring up about the idea of finding substantial relationships or anything of sustenance on Grindr. Because, like we said, like I've had a different experience than Maurice on Grindr. So I'm honestly curious. Like, do you feel like there's a chance of finding something more than just a one-time hookup or a friend with benefit or something sexual on Grindr?
Absolutely, 110%. Because, like I've told you, you know you haven't met all of them, but you've met one of them who we met on Grindr, and. And we had, we didn't have like an actual relationship, but like, yeah, things could have definitely blossomed from that. Yeah.
That was really vague, but gotcha. There was a lot of anyone that's actually
Okay.
listening and not watching. There was a lot of hand movement and the silence.
Okay.
Just so you know.
To fill the silence.
For our podcast listeners
For our
and not our
podcast
YouTube
listeners,
viewers.
I think you can definitely find a substantial relationship on Grindr if you just, make your intentions clear. Like with anything. Because you can go to a club and then define that you can go to frickin' Boxer and find a substantial relationship there. If, you meet someone and, things happen and your intentions are clear about what you want and where you want things to go, then yeah.
So do you feel like it's harder being that Grindr is a platform where most people are on there for something?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I definitely think that does make it harder because then it's like, well, I didn't come here for this. I came here to bust a nut and leave. So
yeah.
And like I said, and that goes back into what I prefaced my statement with. Grindr can be very mentally and emotionally draining for some people because everyone isn't about hookup culture. Some people genuinely want to find the one, and Grindr unfortunately may not be the place for that, but anything is possible. So yeah,
I like that. That's dope. So for the viewers that are looking for love on Grindr, take it from Maurice. It's possible. It's possible. Might be a little harder, but it's possible.
Like I said, I've made great friends from Grindr. So I mean, hey, if you can make friends, anything's possible, right? Yeah.
I'm about to be friends with your friends. Well, no. Now that I said that out loud, that's not your Grindr friends. Not your regular friends are my friends. Woo! Never mind. Let's just void that statement. Anyways, so speaking of Grindr, I'm not the only one that advertises for my brand on Grindr, but other people do as well. What is that brand, you may ask?
His brand.
With my empty solo cup. I post my link for my OnlyFans along with my Twitter on Grindr. Why? Because Grindr is, as we said, somewhere that we go to for, little thrills and chills. But, yeah.
I love that. I love that so much.
So, yeah, OnlyFans. It's, for people that don't know what OnlyFans is a platform not just for not safe for work, sexually explicit content. It's a content platform for content creators. So what they started off as was just like a paid YouTube service. Mm-hmm. So post your content, your fans follow it, your fans do this. There was this big issue with Pornhub at the time, about 2 years ago, beginning of the pandemic, where they had to restrict a lot of their community guidelines because they were posting. Yeah. People were posting.
I remember
inappropriate things like underage children and like other things of like graphic sexual nature that shouldn't be accessible to everyone else. So, or accessible to anyone in general, but they were using the loose guidelines to post it on a public platform that wasn't the dark web or something of that sort.
Right. So,
Pornhub had a big lawsuit and they had to create super strict community guidelines.
In other words, they had to tighten up.
Yeah.
It was too loose.
So.
Use some Kegels on that. Sorry.
Kegels. No poppers, just Kegels. So once they decided to do that, people began to look for other platforms in order to post their personal sexually explicit content. It just so happened that OnlyFans had the right marketing strategy and the right community guidelines to keep it safe, but also profitable for these sex workers and people that were creating content that was meant for Pornhub, that people were creating pornography. So they created this platform, and then just so worked into their community guidelines that you can post not safe for work material. You just have to make sure that it's advertised within your platform before people subscribe that it's not safe for work.
Right.
So people are looking for a new platform to post their stuff, and now they have the opportunity to monetize it. OnlyFans went from this low-level marketing platform to now one of the biggest things.
Corporations in the world.
due to also everyone's at home trying to make money, being laid off. Like, these are things that people are catching on to. Like me, like I was in North Carolina. I was working, but I was also trying to move back to New York, and I realized OnlyFans was a growing opportunity, and I was sending this shit to people for free. I was sending this to people on Snapchat. I was sending this to boys. I was just, like, you're with your man, and you're like, ooh, let's record a little something. And then you're not with your man no more, but someone messages you trying to see a little something. So you're like, hey, here's me and my ex or whatever. Like, also, too, if that's bad, I apologize.
Not even gonna hold you. I thought about doing no OnlyFans.
Exactly. So, like, I was just like, fuck it. Fuck it. If I'm sending it to people as is, I might as well make some money off of it. OnlyFans protects your content. It's copyrighted under you, so that if something was to end up somewhere else, like, I could nip it in the bud, get a lawyer, make some money out of it too, like, whatever. Like, it seemed like a foolproof plan for me. It did help with my finances to move from North Carolina back to New York, which was a great thing. But yeah, a lot of people have this mixed feeling on, like, OnlyFans, and a lot of people have a strong distaste for it, and I don't understand it, because at the end of the day, you watch porn for free. So now that you pay for it, porn is inappropriate. Now that you pay for it, these girls and these guys that are filming themselves having sex are disgusting. They're sluts. They're gross. Like, is it because you lost accessibility that it's not as enticing?
That's exactly what it is.
But what do you think about people that create OnlyFans and people that are creators, and, like, honest opinion, like, it's okay, you don't have to hurt my feelings as an OnlyFans creator, even though we just let me know. let our viewers know what your honest opinion is.
Anyways. But no, I absolutely agree. It does have all to do with accessibility. Because think of it like this. When you're in a relationship with somebody, right? And, y'all are doing good. And as soon as y'all break up, depending on how the breakup goes, obviously. As soon as y'all break up, now you was toxic, you was a bitch, you was slut. You all these things because now you no longer have access to me. But when you had all the access to me, I wasn't a bitch and I wasn't a slut. I wasn't all of this. I was love your life. So, like, that's exactly what it is. People lose accessibility to something that they enjoy, and now they have attitude.
Because it's costing them something.
Exactly. So let me tell you, if you want OnlyFans, go off. Because let me tell you, a bitch like me, I be wanting to, but I don't have the heart. I can't. I think about starting OnlyFans almost every day. Like, I could make so much money. But something deep inside of me is like, no, don't do it. No.
We have different career paths. I'm going in the entertainment industry.
I mean, we're both going in the entertainment industry, technically.
You're more so on cam, in live. Broadway might not like that you have an OnlyFans. I'm producing. My manager for one of the jobs that I work for has an OnlyFans. The corporation that I work for promoted her OnlyFans. Like, I'm chilling. There's no, like, reason for me to be worried. But for you, that might stop a motion picture contract. It might.
I want to comment on that, too. Because I feel like that shouldn't stop anything. Because at the end of the day, everybody has sex. Everybody masturbates. And if you say you don't masturbate, you're a liar. I get it to a certain degree, but it's like, why should me showing my body and profiting from it stop me from getting high level opportunities? Like, I feel like that's bullshit. I feel like it's not fair. But I get the entertainment industry is very shallow, which is why you see the same people in the same movies over and over and over again. Which is why half of Hollywood has Botox and all of this. I get it.
And I agree with you. And I think our generation is the generation that's going to change that, honestly.
I hope so.
Because if you look at it too, like, our generation is a lot more open to it. Our generation is a lot more understanding, and sadly, I feel like being that we're in that generation that's changing things, we're going to be older when we get to reap the benefits.
Right.
Just like,
I'm going to be like 90. Right.
But also, too, just like us being able to do this and having this platform that we're creating, this was something that the people that started the Stonewall riots in the 60s weren't able to do, but they're able to see now that we're reaping the benefits of what they did. So I feel like our generation, we're going to be in that same position where a lot of these things that we're comfortable with, the older generation isn't comfortable with.
Right.
But we're gonna be the ones to change that for the people that come after us.
And like, don't get me wrong. Even if I never get to reap the benefits of this, I would love for future actors to be able to do both. Have your OnlyFans and then go do a major motion picture and not have people look at you like you're disgusting or whatever because you have an OnlyFans.
Let's normalize seeing celebrities' penises. Let's normalize seeing
It depends on whose, because
I don't know, I feel like everyone deserves a chance to shine. I've slept with some ugly people that have surprised me. Anyways, on that note, I feel like that's a great note to end our first episode on. As soon as he swallows, no choking. Team swallow, don't choke.
Sweetie, one thing for sure, two things for certain. I never choke.
Listen, period. No choking in this household. But, yeah, I feel like that's a great note to end our first episode on. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I feel like from here on out, we're going to have just so many more things coming and so many things to provide for you guys that at the end of the day, hopefully you guys will enjoy. But we enjoyed doing this. This was a great episode. This was an amazing filming. Yeah, and we hope you guys enjoyed this. Let us know if there's anything you ever want us to talk about.
Also, don't be afraid to join us in the conversation in the comment section.
Absolutely.
Just like how you guys want to hear our opinions, we definitely want to hear yours. Whether you agree, disagree, or in between, let us know. Please do.
Anything future from now on that you guys want us to talk about, any ideas, just feel free to shoot us a DM, let us know. Be sure to follow us on socials. It's at By the Gay Network. We're on Twitter, we're on Instagram, we're on TikTok. Also,
he's
subscribe.
on TikTok.
Oh no, I created a By the Gay Network TikTok. Yes, so follow us on TikTok. Also, we are on YouTube. Subscribe. That's where most of our content will be coming out. Be sure to check out our Gaming with Gamers podcast, dropping June 3rd. And yeah, we're going to be here giving you bi-weekly updates and just talking about everything that you guys want to hear. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and that's it. We're here, first episode.
Yeah!
Let's go. See you guys next time.